I'm good. Alright, everybody, come to the door, find your name, and wait outside. Alright, find your name. Alright. Found it? Double check, triple check. Alright, everybody. 3, 2, 1, knock.
Come on in.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? My name's Christopher Raza.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to
May I
meet
call you Chris?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Please have a seat.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah. And we've corresponded a little bit, email on the phone. It's great to put a face to a name.
I know, it's a great, beautiful location you guys here. It's great.
It's a nice club. I haven't been here that long, and it's really been great to be able to come on board here after. I came from Lynn Haven down on the coast, and I'll tell you what, Michael was quite the destructive force, kind of changed a lot of lives.
Yeah, it was brutal. I had some family members that had to suffer from that storm. It was brutal. But, well, it seems like you like it here, I guess.
Yeah, it's a new start, and it's a great place to be, so happy to be here.
Okay, so, you you talked to John a little bit recently. So did he kind of explain anything about, our services or anything about Seminole?
Yeah, he kind of gave me the 411 on the agency and mentioned that, you're one of his best young producers and he was going to send you out. So here we are, and let's get on down the road.
Okay, so I'm obviously here with Seminole, and our process is pretty simple. Like today, I just kind of want to get to know, about your business and
Great.
a little bit about what who's making some decisions, and your role in the business, and some, your goals going forward. Because, insurance, you can't make an insurance plan without understanding your business's goals.
Correct. Well, in a nutshell, you mentioned decision making. The board has tasked me, with doing most of the legwork here and kind of getting our insurance program up to snuff, if you will, and having meetings like this. There's a 3-member committee that the board threw together to deal with the insurance stuff. So that committee, ultimately, I'll take them a recommendation. They'll look at it, approve it, or send it back down to me to tweak with you or whatever vendor we've got going. And once it's to the committee's liking, it goes to a vote of the full board, and that's the ultimate decision. We're a shareholder club, so that's how it goes.
So what are you thinking, like a time frame for your guys' decision?
Sure. It's a January. It's a June 1st renewal. I like to have things done at least 30 days out, so that would be May 1st. No later than that. Earlier is great, and we've got to respect the board as well, and their meeting schedule. So it can't get down to the wire.
Okay. So taking a step back a little bit, so tell me a little bit about your role in the business you
Sure.
day to day.
Absolutely. Well, think of hospitality meets sport. We've got a restaurant, we've got locker rooms, we've got everything that comes with a golf course, including the golf course. So what my day basically consists of is coming in, kind of taking a 30,000-foot view approach, meaning making sure that the team that's supposed to quality control the course, make sure it's ready for play and in the best possible condition, is doing everything they should by our checklists and things. Make sure that the clubhouse staff is doing everything they're supposed to be doing. It's basically general manager type work. It's all in the title.
Okay. So how many employees do you guys have?
We have 90.
90 employees. And do you have like any managers under you, or how's that?
Oh yeah, there's department heads and things like that. Obviously the restaurant has a manager, the pro shop has a manager, the groundskeeping team has a manager, and then supervisors for different tasks. There are people that primarily only work at the range, and there are people that are out on course maintenance and things like that.
Okay. So from your perspective, obviously you get to see basically the whole business. What do you think is the biggest concern going forward for the business?
Well, we really don't know what's going on with our insurance program. I have these giant bathroom readers that mean nothing to me. And there's that page that has all the nuts and bolts on it, and that kind of, we know we have an insurance program, but our agency, or whatever they are up in Atlanta, they really haven't been in touch since point of sale about 3 years ago. So my concerns would be, is our insurance program still reflective of the club, and do we have proper insurance? And it hasn't been looked at in a third of a decade, basically. So, we need to make sure that we're on the ball there. So I'm glad you're sitting here.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about Seminole. We like to review our clients annually and make really whenever you guys have a question, we're always going to be there to come and meet with you or phone call away anytime.
Fantastic.
So I guess from a business, like, what's your goal for the next year for you guys? Are you guys anything like trying to bring in new customers or change?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been tasked with growing membership, and actually my compensation and my job security is dependent upon it.
Okay.
So we'll definitely be in growth mode. And a big part of that is we have a charity tournament coming up a year away still. And that I want to use as part of a huge membership drive. There's going to be a lot of PR. We've got a celebrity golfer, big professional name, Tiger Woods,
Oh, wow.
who's going to come and be a part of the tournament. And
That's awesome.
we really want to use that as a membership drive. And everyone who's there, whether they're a spectator, whether they're an amateur or semi-pro that's playing in the tournament, everyone there is a prospective member. So
It's a big event for you guys.
it is.
So what would let's say something happened and that event couldn't take place. What would that mean for the business?
Well, we'd have to reschedule it. There's no way it's not taking place.
Okay.
But that said, it would be a financial loss if it didn't take place for some reason. We're counting on that for a ton of publicity, for revenue, and for, again, future revenue generation through that publicity and getting people to join the club based on a great experience that day.
Okay. So I guess thinking a little bit long term, like 3 to 5 years. So you want to keep having big events like this, or what is that kind of like the goal going forward?
We want to be a high-profile club, absolutely. Events are a great way to do that. Who knows? Maybe we'd actually get like a PGA Tour stop or something if we really, put our noses to the grindstone enough.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got about 250 members right now. I would like to 5-year plan. I'd like to at least double that. I'd like to go to 500 members, and see if we can get some more tournament activity and publicity.
Okay. So long term. So obviously in the next couple of years, you said you want to double your membership. Through any other ideas other than big events like that tournament you mentioned?
There'll be some stuff coming down the pipe, but we'd like to do some community outreach, continue to do charity tournaments, things like that. But we also want to get involved with the local business community, and we can use the clubhouse for event space. Maybe do some more weddings, things like that, and really just kind of have a bigger footprint in the local community, so that people think of us when they think of a place to hold an event.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, so we did talk a little bit about insurance, which you seem very unhappy with what's been going on. Do you have any idea what what you really have and what you like? What?
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
I mean, the short answer is I'm not an insurance professional. I know we have insurance. I know as recently or as far away as 3 years ago, it was probably a decently crafted program for the club.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 years have passed. I'm not a technical insurance expert, and nobody's been there to update anything or really be a vendor for us. So we need to start over as far as that goes.
And you mentioned that the storm, before, at your old previous position, what was that, what was that experience like in the insurance standpoint?
It was eye-opening. I mean, the storm came through, and we just all had shell shock. Not only was your personal life basically destroyed in terms of belongings and property and stuff, but you get to the club that was this beautiful, beautiful course and great grounds and clubhouse, and it's just gone. And then you have to start thinking about all the technicalities of, did I have coverage for this thing that got completely destroyed? Did I have coverage for that thing? We had a ton of debris removal, and then you realize that the day before the storm, if a tree fell over, someone would charge you $300 to haul it off, and the day after the storm, they want to charge $3,000. So it was really an eye-opening, really traumatic experience.
Okay. So before you kind of mentioned that the biggest thing that you're looking for in a new company to take over something like with your insurance plans, it seems like the customer service is the big thing you're focused on. Like you're not worried about getting the cheapest price or you want the best service.
Service is good, but service is not king.
Okay.
And you're right. We're not price driven, especially having gone through that storm and understanding that not all insurance is the same, and you kind of pay for what you get in a lot of respects. So service is a very, very, very close second to proper coverage.
Okay.
The number one goal, even if it's a couple of bucks more, is to make sure that if this happens again, and look, we're not that far here in Tallahassee from the coastline and from Lynn Haven, we want to make sure that we can kind of pick up the pieces and move on.
Okay. So obviously you had some experience before dealing with a big storm. What would you say is like the most at risk? Some things that are very valuable in the club that you see from your standpoint.
Probably the two most valuable things. We've got some cool stuff. We've got some golf memorabilia, some autograph things from some pretty big name pro golfers on the walls.
Okay.
Some of that stuff could be worth, pardon me, like 20 grand plus. We've got some really nice bottles of wine in the restaurant as well.
Okay.
And it's a fancy golf club, and yeah, we don't sell them every day, but we've got some like $7,000 to $10,000 bottles.
Yeah.
So that's a big concern. And we've got a lot of property here. We've got buildings, we've got restaurant equipment, we've got all the golf carts. To answer your question, is the two high value things, probably the wine and the memorabilia.
So I know that we actually talked about a lot so far. Is there anything that that like I understand the decision making, so you guys are gonna make the decision on May 1st, correct?
We'd like to have it done by May 1st, and a lot of that is in your court.
Okay. So how about this? How about so usually how our process works with Seminole is we have a meeting like this. I learn a little bit about your company. You learn a little bit about me. And then from there, we put together some examples of how we've helped other companies or other golf courses, specifically, and we show you. And then from there, we come up with a personalized plan for your specific company or golf club. Is that pretty straightforward?
It's pretty straightforward. I guess it's good to look at the examples of the other clubs, but our main concern, and we just want to get this wrapped up, is let's customize things to us.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that you guys have experience with a ton of clubs, and that's part of the reason why it's such a fit when I talked to John for to work with you guys. But let's just focus on us.
Okay. All right. So how about it's going to take me I'll put some stuff together for you guys that's specific to you. So it's going to take about 2 weeks for that.
Great.
How about we set up a time now for 2 weeks that we can sit down and and I can present for you.
When are you available?
Let me check. So we have plenty of time before May 1st as well. So how about the 21st at 9 a.m. Does that work?
I'll see you then.
Okay, cool. And here I will leave you my business card.
Awesome.
If you have any questions or anything changes on your availability at that time,
I'll give you one of mine too.
Awesome. Thanks. And I'll confirm with you the day before, just remind you, make sure that everything's still okay. And thank you for taking the time to meet with me, and hopefully we can help you out.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, have a good rest of your week.
You as well.